Hello, welcome back to Space Engineers. In today's video, we'll look at another large block ship that's great to act as a companion ship or a home base for your mining ships to go out and about scanning asteroids and jumping from one place to another, perhaps doing long-range cargo contracts. So this thing that I'm currently standing on is called the Prospector Barge Del Ray, which is this lovely thing all the way over here. So this is quite a large ship, features two separate docking pads, one for a small mining ship, one for a much larger mining ship, which is the place where I'm currently standing. And it also comes with a small interior featuring everything you need for survival mode, from defense in the form of the turrets you see at the very front of the ship, and of course assemblers, refineries, survival kit, or even a medical bay in this case, as well as small little living quarters for you to tend to do a few bits and pieces, a meeting room, then all the way at the very top here is your command center to actually drive this thing around, as well as a few other little seats for your friends or companions to pretend they're doing something useful on your adventure. Looking down here, here's your small little docking pad on this little corrugated skin section right there. Then towards the back where I'm standing, there's your largest section, so the ship is nice and parked out of the way, make sure there's a nice clear runway to go from the back of the ship to the front, perhaps do some work on those turrets. But anyway, over to here, pressing F10, finding its full menu, the barge is 642 large blocks using pretty much all the DLC packs. We've got no information whatsoever. And yes, in the actual workshop page itself, as you can see properly over here, there are two mining ships that come along with this one, but you will have to download them separately. I'm just not going to include them in this video, so we actually see a clear view of this ship in all of its glory. Anyway, giving this thing a thumbs up, move around towards the very front, we'll do, as per usual, have a look around the outside, go around the interior, fly around for a bit, and I think that'll be that, perhaps slam it into an asteroid to finish it off. So for the very front of the Prospector Barge Del Ray, this is what we get. Where, as you can see, we've got a massive hodgepodge of all different stuff, from floodlights, spotlights, ore detectors, and hydrogen thrusters to help maneuver this thing around, with our radar dish right over there. Moving on to the side, here we go. And then got some more hydrogen thrusters, a blinking white light, but they've got two large cargo containers with connectors on them with a catwalk on top, so you can connect these up to a station, then walk across to the station using this area. Moving across over this part, here's your little meeting room that features a table with a bunch of chairs around the outside, as well as a very almost circular section where your jump drive is currently sitting, so you can see it right there. If I put the camera all the way through, and there we are, almost circle going around it. Anyway, putting out here, moving across slightly more, here's our doorway to get inside, with some handy little steps to go all the way up and above to where I'm currently standing. This is going to be the same on the opposite side. Then over to here, a red blinking light, and of course we can see our conveyors just linking up to those hydrogen thrusters. Towards the back here, here's one of two large hydrogen tanks. Here's another hydrogen thruster for your left and right. Nice use of the hand skin, nice use of the scaffolding blocks, just bridging us all together. Then at the back here, here's one of two industrial hydrogen thrusters, with the other one right there. So yes, not much to see behind here, apart from two bloody big thrusters, which is going to give you a hell of a lot of speed. So much speed that you will have to be very careful when trying to slow down, but you can do a 180 if you really want to slow down a lot quicker. That's entirely up to you if you want to do that. Anyway, moving up and looking down, there we go, there's two solar panels for some renewable power. There's the hydrogen tank on the opposite side, once again with scaffolding going all the way across it. Over to this part where I'm standing, here's your large docking pad with some yellow railing going all around the outside. Over in this part, ignoring our bridge section, we've got a little bit of decorative pieces just scattered about here, making like this big cargo ready to be sorted out and taken down further into the ship. We then got a little chest that opens up, store stuff inside. We've got some crates, we've got some barrels, and they do come in a few different colours. We've got some black, we've got some blue, and a single orange right around there. Anyway, over to this part, we then got a little drop down that goes directly to that gravity generator. There's nothing else down there apart from that. But yes, that could be next to our next little docking pad. Anyway, there's the steps down to the opposite side. Over to this part, we then got a Gatling turret Mark II. And there's an assault cannon turret as well. Towards the front, there we go. And very quickly on this side, because it is slightly different. So there we are, we've got some transparent LCD screen that says Del Ray. We've got the Bolland Industry 600 series Prospector Barge. Anyway, across O2HU generators, they just steps go all the way down. Then all the way up to here, here's a little protruding section for your bridge to actually command this thing and drive it around. That's what it's like when you look at it from the front. So there we are. Anyway, drop it down, come underneath this thing. Here we go, putting on my lights. Oops, the wrong button. There we are. So yes, our hydrogen tanks, more hydrogen thrusters. Over here's a whole bunch of modules connected onto your refinery and assemblers. Then you've got these little sections right here in the grey scaffold blocks, or even the B blocks even, that just come all the way down and below the vehicle to act as little stands. So when you clamp down onto the ground by the landing leg, which sits right next to it, over here, it's not going to tip over, it's not going to land very wonkily, it'll sit perfectly flush on a flat surface. There's your landing leg, there's the bottom for your jump drive. Down to here, we then got our two cargo containers, but once again, our little grey stands. And that's about it for the outside. It looks bloody fantastic with how it's all been set up. It would be a lot better to have some mining ships on top of this one, but you have to add them in yourself, maybe create your own, or just download a few others from the workshop that suit this size of ship. For now, I'm going to grab on my character, and we're just going to have a little wander around on top here before moving all the way down. And of course, there will be links to Skybox description below. It's another one, despite being quite a low resolution, but it's very colourful. We've got blacks, we've got blues, a lot of blue over there. We've got some whites, and of course, greens and pinks over in that direction. So yes, there'll be links to that description below if you are interested. But for the top here, this is what we get at our rear docking pad, which looks a lot bigger when we were looking down at it compared to the Engineer. So you have to be very conscious about the size of the ship if you want to actually dock up to this area. But anyway, walking past this section, we then got our freight crates, then we can lift up this little thing to store stuff inside, and of course the barrels over there. Over in this part, we then can drop down to our gravity generator, so all the way down into here. There we go. And this is all that's in this section, so we can fiddle around with the settings of the generator, or use this section to hide from boarding pirates, who are, well, trying to steal your loot. Anyway, up to here, and walking towards the front, past our Gatling turret Mark II, past the assault cannon turret, and we'll eventually get over to this part right here. So over here, we've got a handy little sign that says warning, 0G zone, which is very much on the edge of the gravity generator. So looking at it like so, we see we're in 0.5, in fact that's a bit much, there we go, 0.5, moving slightly to the right, and there we go, we're now at 0.0, so yes, that is very much on the edge, and a very good warning to have. But anyway, that's enough of the very top here. It's now time to go all the way down. First of all, down these steps, and here we are next to our cargo containers, and there's our connectors to actually walk across and go over to the station. Anyway, up to here, we need to go down that side, or we can go down this side over here, then we'll go for this one. Yes, down the steps, all the way around, down even further, and here we are for a double door for an airlock to head on inside. And here we are. So yes, the inside is actually quite tiny compared to the outside of this thing. It's actually quite amazing how much has been crammed into here as well. Yes, we've got steps to go all the way up to our bridge, which are very, very steep steps. Then we've got these little sections right here, and then we've got one right there, and then right there. What these sections are going to house are, well, 3 of them are going to be for our beds, 1 of them is going to be for our shower and toilet. So in here we can pass, we can then get into the bed, very little cramped area, come out of here, to the opposite side, another bed, into here, another bed, then into here, come all the way past, there's your shower, and there's your toilet. Just a handy little thing to actually hide up all these different blocks, to make sure you can shove it into a very compact design. Out of this section, and looking towards the back, there's our medical bay to respawn on, and of course you change your outfit and recharge yourself on. There we go with that. Then over to the side of the room, and they've got 2 cryopods to hop in, and give yourself a nice little recharge. Popping out of this section, looking around, that's all there is in this section. So now we've got to go past this part. During that section, that's going to take us to the outside, and up the steps to the opposite side. Yes, we've got this little seat to view some advertisements on our lovely big TV screen. Then into this section, as we saw as we went around the outside, there's your meeting table, there's your jump drive, with the almost circular section, with these little railings going all the way around it. Quite a nifty little thing to make it as a feature piece in the middle of the ship, rather than having it built into the floor, into the wall, or just shoved away in the back of the ship where you can't actually see it. Yes, we can see on here, discuss your meeting, discuss your plan of action with the miners that are about to go up top, heading to the mining ships that go across in the nearby asteroids, so you discuss which resources you want to have, which they need to dump, before returning back to the ship. Anyway, we've got lovely windows here outside of the Skybox, and of course your impending doom. Then at the back here, a way to cook some food, and then over here, a way to clean up the food, and of course to grab some coffee down there. Walking past this section towards the very back of the ship, then you've got some hydrogen engines, vent controllers in the roof, a bunch of containers going to be for ones on the outside, which have been set up with a script, so if you put in certain stuff into this, it's going to be automatically pulled out and then sorted into the right container. Coming over to this one, we then got, of course, our ammunition, bottles, and tools. Then into this one, we've got O2HG generators, so we've got to come across one. There it is right there. And then we've got ores and ingots, with the program block right here, which is the inventory management script, which is what's handling all the stuff I just mentioned. Anyway, there's some gyroscopes, and that's about it for this section. So moving past this, all the way past, the only place left to go down is up these really steep steps, so up we go. So we get over to this section, we've got a little slanted block. And here we are at the very top. So we've got a helm to drive around. Then we've got a little console block right here to pretend to play around with. Then we've got some seats right here which don't do currently anything. But they are for your companions, your co-pilots, to pretend to actually be useful on your adventure. We've also got these lovely little wooden planters, wooden little sinks so you can go grab a drink or on your adventure without needing to head down those deadly steps. And then back to here is your little desk to view straight backwards. And that's that. That's pretty much it for this room. Oh, you have a little chair there so you can actually view what's going on, view who's coming up and all that. Yes, as I was about to say, that is it, the inside of the ship. So the only thing left to do now is get into the helm and actually drive it around. So we've got 1 tab to go through, but we'll check all these. There we go. So number 1 is going to be for your landing legs down the bottom to lock and unlock it. Number 2 is through a camera that faces straight forward, so you get a good view of where you're going. Coming out of that, because number 3, number 4, that's for your thrusters, to turn them all off. And of course, to turn off the ones at the front so when we move forwards, we won't slow down. Turn it back on. But then you've got number 5, which you're going to press now and just hope for the best. But this is your AI move block, which seems to have a mind of its own. Here we go. I'm not doing anything here. It's just going to beeline straight for Earth. Still not too sure what coordinates have been put inside it, but I'm sure it's going to do something very important shortly. If not, we'll just slam it into an asteroid and end it there. But yes, it seems to have a mind of its own. I'm not sure where it's actually planning to go. So just going to leave it as such. We'll go through the rest of the controls. So it's going for your jump drive where we can jump. But we can actually come all the way into here. In fact, I need to turn off the AI block. There we go. Press number 6. And we can't actually jump there because we're aiming for the planet. Over to there, we can jump 2,000 kilometers, which is bloody good stuff. Anyway, AI can go back to what it's doing. And now we come over to number 8, which is your ore detector, and then your antenna on and off. As for that, I will have to turn off the AI block. So there we go, coming to a stop. And once it comes to a stop, we actually do a thruster test. We're actually driving around over to that nearby asteroid. So here we go, moving forward, and actually expect from 2 large hydrogen thrusters, we've got bloody loads of speed, to the point when we let go of it, it does take a fair bit of time to come to a stop in comparison. But if you were to do a 180, so here we come all the way around, and as you can see, it doesn't take much to actually spin this all the way around to stop it a lot quick. In fact, it feels very lightweight, there's no weight on this whatsoever. So spinning around once again, it's so odd, it's so silky smooth, like it's just spinning around on ice. Yes, there is that. Moving left and moving right were a lot slower than moving forwards. Moving down, and then moving up. Moving up feels as fast as moving forwards, but moving down feels about the same as left and right, which is a hell of a lot slower than moving forwards, and of course, moving up. And then as for gyroscope controls, moving around once again, there we go. Despite spinning it around on a horizontal plane feels very smooth and very responsive, moving it around in a full 360 feels like it does drag quite a lot when we move it up and down. It's quite an odd sensation, but still it certainly suits the size of the ship and what it's trying to portray. But as for that, that's pretty much it for the ship, what it looks like the insides and outs, and of course how it handles all of its controls. So the last thing to do is of course to charge along towards that asteroid and blow up to see how it crumples. So across here, pressing number 4. Now we should glide along towards our destination. There we go. It'll take a little bit of time, although I am tempted to just put the AI block on to see where it goes. That will take quite a long time to do, and it'll probably be something very disappointing. So here we go, the end is now quickly approaching for this poor little ship. I'm expecting not much to actually happen. Maybe the front of the ship gets a bit damaged, but it could always just blow up completely like that one ship I did quite some time ago now. That was really impressive the way that blew up. But here we go in about 3, 2, 1, and oh wow, I just clipped the side of that asteroid, and it looks like, well, my prediction was completely wrong. We just tore away the side of the ship where the only thing remaining is the back, which still seems to have a little bit of power, to the point I'm going to put my auto dampeners. There we go, and I'm going to grab cockpits. Here we go, we're going to grab that one right there. That'll do quite nicely. Just stand one, remove that, plop that down, grab this, and now what I'm going to do, try and move this thing around. So I can move it up, down, left and right. Oh, I can't move this thing right, but I can spin it around. There is no gyroscope on here, which would have been a very handy thing to have. Now I'm going to do that right now. There's a gyro, dropping that over there. Oh, can't find a place to actually plop it down. Just slap on the side of the cockpit. And now what I can do is drive this thing away. There we go. We've now got a very tiny little ship. It's a bit broken. Can't really go in all directions. Not sure I'm going to slow this thing down. But there we are. That's now the end of this video. So be linked to the description below. Do wish to download the play around yourself. That's what link to the Skybox, as I said. And I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.